The special meeting of the Annapolis City Council on Thursday, July 29th, 2021 will be called to order at 3 p.m. This time, would you all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Mayor Buckley?
Here.
Alderman Tierney?
Here.
Alderman Payon? Here. Okay. Alderman Kendall Charles? Alderman Finlayson?
Present.
Alderman Shandemeyer? Alderman Gay? Okay. Alderman Savage?
Present.
Alderman Arnett?
Present.
Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the first item.
Yes, the item on the agenda is ID 173-21, proposed closed session of the City Council in accordance with Maryland Code 3305B14, discussing Noah Hillman Parking Garage and city dock contracts.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Arnett, yes.
before we go into closed session, at our last meeting, I asked for a redacted version of the materials we were presented. I quite frankly didn't see anything that looked proprietary to me. We have not received a redacted version. Is there a reason why we have not?
I can throw that straight out to you guys. Is there a redacted version, or do we not get round to that yet?
So two reasons, I guess. One is that things from closed session are meant to stay in closed session. But we focused our attention on preparing for the meeting today because we have a new presentation today. So if the city attorney still feels that we should provide a redacted version of this, we can do that after this meeting.
But I would argue that if there's not, the reason for the closed session was proprietary information, we have no idea what was and wasn't proprietary unless you're saying that the entire document was proprietary, which it did not seem to be.
It's sensitive information, yes.
I don't find that to be satisfactory.
Alderman Savage.
I just wanted to know if we could get more information on that, because these are big changes and potential changes, and I think it needs some kind of public, at least awareness of what's going on, what's being considered. So what exactly is it about the information that's proprietary? And I think that would give us a better idea of if that can just be not discussed or taken out, or what exactly can be.
I will let Ivan and the mayor answer this, and I think it would be good if we could get into the presentation, and hopefully we'll answer that. But all of the financial information is proprietary, and I was contacted by the newspaper as well as a couple of other people after the last meeting. They'd been given information which, for the most part, was proprietary and not correct, so I think that gave us cause for concern as well.
But I think after this presentation, we can get the information that we can get to you in a redacted form. And so I think there's some modifications here. This is all a work in progress, right? Nothing is set in stone. We are working on this together, so not all these are solidly set. So this up to this body. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to push back a bit, though, because I still don't understand exactly, because it's a contract that's already been awarded, right? So
No.
it has.
We're in, and this is why it would probably be helpful, and maybe as soon as we finish, then we can re-ask this question, because I think it'll be helpful if we go through very quickly. We have not awarded a contract. We are in a pre-development agreement, and we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
So what's really good about the situation we're in, a pre-development agreement has no risk to the city. Mm-hmm. In other words, the developer performs these studies, all this feasibility analysis, all of the review that's going on is done without cost to the city. At the end of this period, we, meaning you, decide, do we want to proceed with AMRP? Do we want to enter into a formal agreement? But right now, we are in a due diligence phase where we're looking, we, meaning all of us, are looking at options, we're looking at cost numbers. At the end of this period, the city manager will come back to you probably December or early January, and you'll look at the numbers, and then you'll make some decisions and enter a pre-development agreement. So any of this information that goes out there, aside from the fact that it's proprietary, the applicant, not the applicant, the developer, could be in a competitive situation. So that's one of the reasons. Let me turn to the city manager. You have a better explanation?
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think it'd be really good to go to closed session first, and we can continue this discussion of the proprietary information. I think we're still
And
open.
I'll
right
go to you,
now.
Ali, after we get into closed session. Is that okay? Yeah.
Just a quick comment.
Okay, sure.
With respect to my colleagues, I just want to say that involving the public now is pretty risky in the sense that if there's a number that gets out there, that's a number they remember. And that number is fluid right now. So I think it would be very risky to have that public involvement right now. This, again, it's pre-development and things are fluid. That's all. So I understand your concern.
Thanks for telling the public.
Yeah, we're not in closed session.
No, well, you didn't tell them. We're just joking. Mr. City Attorney, yeah.
Yes, sir. I would recommend that we go into closed session to continue this discussion because negotiations are ensuing, and we do not want the negotiations to be impacted disfavorably to the city taxpayer because of things that they've heard or have been implied by the people in this particular room. Thank you.
So I'd entertain a motion to move into a closed session pursuant to Code Article 3-305B14.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Mayor Buckley?
Aye.
Alderman Tierney? Aye. Alderman Payon?
Aye.
Alderman Finlayson?
Aye.
Alderman Savage?
Aye.
Alderman Arnett?
All right, doors are closed, we're all sealed.